Okay, so recording. Welcome everyone to those who joined us on our call tonight. We're going to talk about social media do's and don'ts, and something that all new coaches should know. Very important stuff. So I'm going to turn it over to Lisa and let her lead the way.
Okay, so this is an important topic because obviously most of us run our businesses solely on social media outlets. Hold on, I'm trying to shut down my page so that you're not listening to my thing binging nonstop. So there are some pointers that we have on things that you should and should not be doing. It's pretty easy to spot a new coach on Facebook, especially. That's the majority of that's where the majority of us do our businesses on Facebook, and it's pretty easy to spot a new coach, especially like the first week that they signed up, because all the posts are basically the same. So we're going to try and give you some pointers so that you're not making the same mistakes that most of us have made. Some of us are still guilty of doing these. I know that every once in a while I goof up and I throw one of these out there. So I'm going to try and save you the embarrassment that some of us have gone through. So first and foremost, don't vomit sales on people, right? On your personal page especially, do not vomit sales on people. I see a lot of people, especially that first week when they sign up, they're like, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach. This is my website. This is on sale. Buy from me, buy from me, buy from me. They hashtag the hell out of it and they post that up there, and they do it multiple times. When you're throwing sales out there, like when you're scrolling through your newsfeed and you see someone who's throwing that kind of stuff on there and you look at it, you're like, ugh, they're looking at your posts the same exact way, right? We all have seen other competitors, especially there's one brand in particular that drives me nuts when I see their posts about this kind of stuff. And it's just sale after sale after sale. And it comes off like a used car salesman. I know we talked about, when you first sign up, the fear of feeling like a car salesman, and that's what it comes off as when you start vomiting sales on people. So do not vomit sales, especially on your personal page. Instead, do talk about sales in private conversations. Or if you have
it works, Lisa.
It works? Yeah.
It works.
No, not so much. Maybe wrapping yourself in cellophane works, but not that.
No.
Taking that sales information and plugging them into private conversations is more appropriate, right? Or if you have a general fitness page or a like page, those things can go on there. But on your personal page, don't go just throwing stuff on there, especially multiple times. It does not come off well, and people do not take well to it, and they probably will block you on their newsfeed or remove you as a friend altogether. Don't put your web page, your Beachbody web page, on your posts. Very seldom is someone going to even be looking at what you write on there and be like, oh, I'm going to go to this link right here. Doesn't happen, right? You should be giving your web page in private conversations after you've formed somebody. So after you've formed a relationship with them and you've talked about what their needs are, you don't want someone just, like, let's say that Insanity Max 30 was on sale this month and someone has decided that they want to start working out. They've never done a lick of anything before, but they're like, oh, there's a sale here. And they go and they buy Insanity Max 30 from your page. Now, some of them might complete it, but the chances of most of them completing that program right off the bat, slim to none. You want to talk to somebody and make sure that they have picked an appropriate program for them, right? And that's where you would give your website, isn't a private conversation with them. You don't want to be plastering that. Again, it comes off salesy. It comes off icky. That's something you can, again, put it on your general fitness page if you have one, your like page, or in a private message, but don't go blasting it on your personal Facebook page. No bueno. No, don't do that. Don't only talk about Beachbody in what you post, right? So we've talked about how you should be posting about 3 to 5 times per day. Every single one of those, all 5 of those should not be Beachbody related. You can have 1, maybe 2, right? So I will post my workout as one, and that's daily for me. Or I'll post about Shakeology. I try not to do both. Sometimes I do both, but usually it's just one or the other. And that's it, right? So sometimes I might Like if it's, if it's getting towards the end of the month and I am low on points and I need to get some points, I might throw something else out there. But generally, I will not go above 1, maybe 2 posts, right? The rest should be about you, right? You want people seeing who you are. You're not just Beachbody. You are not Beachbody. They need to know who you are. So don't have everything you post be about what you're doing right now, because they're going to block you on their newsfeed. Don't slam competitors publicly on your pages. It is very easy to want to slam competitors on your page. Like I said before, there are certain other companies out there that put posts out continuously, or someone might, this has happened to me before, where I've posted something about like my Shakeology, and a competitor will write on my status or whatever it is about, Herbalife, or, whatever, you pick one of those. Someone actually I think it was last week, someone on one of my ads that I took out for size wrote on there, it works to your program. And I was like, are you out of your mind? Like, that's something that I paid for, right? So it's easy to want to engage with those people. Don't do it publicly, right? So if someone like crosses the line, you can send them a private message, which is what I did with the girl, but don't blast competitors publicly. If you start to get into, like, you find yourself kind of treading along that lines where you're going to get into a debate, you can always try I don't know about it works, but I know that if I work out 5 times a week, or if I'm drinking my Shakeology, this is what's happened, as a result of me using this product or me drinking the shake. This is what has happened to me. So always, if you kind of find yourself slipping there, you can go into that. I don't know about such and such, but I know that such and such works. So I know we've done that in, I think it's the 21-day Kickstart. Is that right, Greg? One of those groups, we use that, that phrase. So that's one way that you can kind of shut those arguments down, but don't ever go into like a verbal war with them, because it makes you look unprofessional. You can let them go unprofessional, but you always want to take the higher ground, right? Do not post controversial subject matter on your Facebook page. This is another thing that drives me crazy. When you start posting something, let's say use politics, for example, right? It's fine for you to have your beliefs and your politics, but your page kind of, once you start doing this as a full-time job, your goal is to attract as many people to you as possible, right? So if you start saying, I'm supporting so-and-so in the next presidential election, you've now cut off half of your base, right? Or more, or less, but you're cutting people off. You can have your beliefs, like I will go back and forth with my husband, but I don't ever post that stuff on my Facebook page, because I'm chopping off half of my, my possible customer base. You don't ever want to start debates on your page. You can post a subject matter. Trying to think of an example. I've seen some of the top coaches do it, where they might kind of like put a feeler out. They're not going to engage in it, but just to have people start posting on, in response, so that they have more, conversation moving on their page. But don't ever post things about politics, religion, abortion. I mean, whatever the big topics are, stay away from it on your page. Do not post over it. Instead, you want to post things that are adding value to people, right? You want to post things that are about you, not about those controversial matters, but you want to add value to people, right? So motivational stuff, encouraging stuff. You want to post stuff that kind of relates to your personality. So everyone knows that I'm a smartass, so I tend to post things that are funny, or like videos that are funny. I like cat videos. They make me laugh, so I will post cat videos, but I do not ever go down the route of who I'm going to support in the next presidential debate, because that's just opening a can of worms. When you are posting something, and if you're a tagger, do not tag everyone and their uncle on your posts. So like if you're posting your workout picture, don't tag me in it because I wasn't working out with you, right? Like that stuff drives me nuts too. All of a sudden I get all these bing, bing, bings. And like, I've been working out all day with people. I'm like, some people don't mind it, you know, like other people don't mind it necessarily. To me, it's just kind of like, what? It doesn't make sense to me why you're tagging people. So be selective. Now, if someone did come and work out with you, hell yeah, tag them, right? If you did something, or if you're posting something that will benefit someone, or you are recognizing someone on your team, like if one of my coaches advanced in rank, I will tag them in it, right? I'll post it not only in our group page, but I'll also post it on my personal page, and I'll tag them in it so it shows up in their newsfeed as well. But I'm not just tagging everyone just to start tagging everyone, right? Challenge groups are different, right? I'm talking strictly on your like personal page there.
Hey, Lisa.
Yeah.
Could I say something with that?
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine too. You know, because when people, it's your business, right? I mean, people look at your personal profile, they're going to scan through your pictures when they try to get to know you. And when they're looking through your pictures and they're seeing pictures of somebody's Shakeology or somebody's heart rate monitor with their calories on it, you know, or another coach, even though the coach is on your team, they're seeing pictures of somebody else as you. You know, which is never a good thing, right? So one thing that I do is I change my Facebook settings so that I have to approve everything that goes on my page. So anybody could post on my page, but it will not appear, or they could tag me, but it will not appear on my page unless I approve it. And if somebody tags me in one of those posts that I'm not in, I never approve it. So don't even bother tagging me. If you want me to see it and comment on it, then tag me in a comment, but never tag me in a picture unless I'm directly in it. So that's my pet peeve.
Yeah, mine too. Drives me nuts. Don't like the like pages of other coaches. I know it seems kind of like a simple, really kind of silly thing to say, but when you are liking someone else's page, if they go then to put out an ad, right? So if you liked my page and I go to put an ad and I haven't specified my target audience, if I'm saying my friends and their friends, now I'm accessing all of your friends, right? My ad is going to your friend base. So instead of liking other coaches' like pages, find top coaches. This would be your do. Find top coaches and follow them, right? Don't friend them, follow them. A lot of them have, you know, the little follow button at the top. Follow them so you can see what they're posting, but do not like their page because you are handing your customers to people who are a lot more experienced at this, who talk a lot better, they post better. When your friends then see in their newsfeed that you just like someone's page and they go to their page and it pops up, they're like, oh, look at this girl. Right? If they pull up Anita Myron or, you know, Melanie Mitro, and they're like, oh, you know, like these people know what they're doing. So you don't want to be in competition with that. So don't like other coaches' like pages. If you have, go back in and start unliking them, right? And I did that. Sometimes I still find one that pops up that I'm still liked under, and I'll remove that now because I'm just handing my people over to them. But again, instead, follow the top coaches, right? Or sometimes what I used to do is have a list of their names before I got a little bit better at technology. Greg knows I'm not very good. I used to just go and check on them, you know, weekly instead of even following them at that point because I didn't get the whole follow like thing. But know who the top coaches are. Greg, you know how to find that list, right? Somewhere in the back office, right?
Mm-hmm.
So know who the top coaches are, look at their pages, see what they're doing, you know, and do it that way instead of liking that page. Don't hand your customers over to people who are better at this than we are. When you have, let's say, if you don't already have one, like I have my personal page, I have a general fitness page where I plug people who are not necessarily doing Beachbody products, but they're into their fitness. And then I have a like page. If you have a general fitness page, do not randomly plug people in there without their permission. I don't know if you've been randomly added to like the mascara pages, right? Everyone knows the unique people who sell the mascara and they like plug in. There's a, all of a sudden I'm in a Scentsy group. I'm like, what the hell, Scentsy, right? Don't just start spontaneously plugging everyone that you know and their uncle into your group without first talking to them, having a conversation with them, and asking them if they're interested in that. It kind of makes you look icky. And it's kind of ballsy. I don't know if that's a not appropriate word to use, but that's the only word I can think of, right? Just don't do it. Ask people permission before you start plugging them into groups without permission. Did you want to say something, Greg?
Yeah, let me share. You can see my screen here?
Yes.
Okay, so if you go under, what is it? It's incentive, rewards, and recognition, this recognition right here. You will see under recognition, you will see the 2015 Elite 10 leaderboard. If you go there, it will show you the top 25 coaches. And what I would highly recommend is following some of these coaches. Now, I think they're all women, so I know we have a lot of women in this group. So like if you're under me or you're under Brian, you're not going to see good examples of what top women coach post from us. So go follow these people. You can look them up on Facebook, and you don't want to send them a friend request like Lisa said. There's a little button that says follow. And you can also find their like pages, but don't like their like pages. Just bookmark them and look at them. But just by following their personal pages and looking at their like pages, you can get a ton of great ideas. You can see you can scroll back and look at what they post on a daily basis. How often do they do a call to action? How often do they present a business opportunity versus a challenge pack opportunity? Those type things. So definitely look at these top coaches, because I can tell you like Melanie Mitro, Amy Silverman, all like the top 5, Anita Myron, these guys are SC 50 plus every single month. They're recruiting 30 to 100 coaches a month. I mean, they are just blowing it out of the water. So if you want to see what they do, follow what they do, look up their blogs, look up what they're doing on Instagram, whatever social media that you want. All right, that's all I have.
Okay. Let's talk about hashtags.
Let me figure out how to switch back here.
So hashtags, I'm a fan of the hashtag, but I use them a little differently than other people do. I use hashtags, again, like I said, I'm kind of a smartass, so I kind of make up like funny hashtags instead of like hashtags that are really super pertinent to what I'm posting. So like when I'm posting pictures of my kids, I'll be like, life with Lucas, or, like I use stuff like that. I see a lot of coaches who will hashtag every product that Beachbody has and every trainer, every program in what they're posting. It doesn't even have anything to do with what they posted. So let's say you just finished your workout, right? And you just did something from the 21-day fix. And all of a sudden you have hashtag or at Autumn Calabrese, hashtag 21-day fix, hashtag 21-day fix extreme, hashtag. If you start posting all of that, let's just say someone was interested in what you posted. Although it's reading, like when you see all those hashtags listed out, it's reading very salesy, but let's just say someone decided and they clicked on one of those hashtags. Now, if someone clicked on 21-day fix, you've just basically sent them, or they've clicked on Beachbody, you've sent them to the company, right? You are giving the company business, not necessarily yourself. Like they're going to find their way back to the website, not yours, but over to Beachbody's website, and you've just like lost that customer, right? So instead, you could do a hashtag for, clean eating. You could do a hashtag for, sweating it out. Don't throw out Beachbody hashtags per se. What I'll do is I might hashtag the workout I did, not the program, but I might hashtag. So like today I did, what did I do? Go for it. I might say hashtag go for it, but I didn't write in there hashtag size. I didn't tag Sean T in there because I'm sending people to those pages instead of mine, right? Or if someone is hashtagging or checking out those hashtags, they're seeing, again, these top coaches who are doing it a lot better than I am. And I'm, again, throwing people in their direction. So just be a little bit more mindful with your hashtags if that's your thing. And do not start on there like hashtag work with me, hashtag be a coach, hashtag here's my website, hashtag, and then put your website. And I mean, like, I have seen some coaches who literally will have 15 hashtags and each one is worse than the one before, right? Greg, you know what I'm talking about. Just don't, right? Narrow it down to a couple, like ones that are less obvious than just posting like Shakeology, Beachbody, Sean T, Autumn, just stay away from those. Now, when you're following top coaches or other coaches, like let's say I get a lot of friend requests now from our team, which is great. I love it. But if you see something that I've posted that you like, great. I always tell coaches, like, feel free to use whatever I put up if it floats your boat. But do not take my post and share it onto your page, right? Don't hit that share button because it's still going to say my name up top and it's going to have my smiling face on it. And now you are sending people, if they click on that post, they're coming to me. And while I appreciate you giving me business, you don't need to do that, right? Those people should be going to you. So instead, take what I've written and put it in your verbiage, right? Have it sound like you instead of having it sound like Lisa, and then post it to your page, right? Don't ever take what other coaches are posting and hit that share button because you are throwing people to those other coaches.
Yeah, even if it's a motivational quote,
Yes.
if you hit share, it still has the original coach that you're sharing it from, and people can click on that coach and say, oh, let me see what else they're doing,
Right.
So always save a picture and repost it.
Right. And just, I find it courteous. If I see something that one of the other coaches has written, I will often write to them and be like, dude, I loved what you just posted. Can I steal that? Can I make it my own? I always give just kind of like the respect to ask somebody for it. You don't have to do it. Like, if you don't know the person, you don't necessarily have to do it. But like, I'm not going to take Greg's post and like steal it and post it and go along my merry way. I'm going to ask him first, or at least just tell him I'm going to do it. Because that's just how we are. But I think it's just more, it's kinder, because if a coach sees exactly what they posted on your page, they're gonna be like, what? So I just like to ask first before I do that. But always make it coming from you and not the other person, right? So when you are following these other coaches, you're seeing these top coaches who are doing everything right and they're just like so spot on, and it's really easy to want to be them, but you are not them, right? You are you. So just remember that you need to make it about you and show people who you are, and not try to be that other coach, because you never will be. Even if you take all of their posts and post it to your page, it's going to come off as insincere. Your friends and family know how you speak. If I suddenly started talking in Greg's verbiage, my friends would be like, what's wrong? Like, what? Huh? Because it's not coming from me, right? The people that know you know how you talk and they know how you represent yourself, and they will know if you are if you are coming from if you are taking stuff from other people and trying to use it as your own. So just don't do that. And I try now, in the last couple of months, I've made a very conscious effort. Don't use photo stock pictures, right? Sometimes you have to because you don't have one, like if you don't have a program that's on sale that month, you might have to. But like if you have, let's say, size is on sale, obviously this month, and you have size, make your own picture with it. Don't post the Shanti dance one, right? Like make something of your own, right? Make pictures that feature you and not the trainer, everyone and their uncle has the little, like the 21-day fix container picture. Like, people are just going to pass by that. You need to now get pictures that are going to grab people's attention, right? You need to get on some of these photo apps, or, like PicMonkey on your computer, your desktop, and start playing with those and make things, again, that are yours and make them interesting, right? So I've been really making a conscious effort to do that, not use photo stock pictures, make your own pictures, right? And the same thing goes for motivational quotes. Sometimes if you're just grabbing those, and we all have done this, I've been guilty of it too, you're grabbing pictures off of Google, like you'll be like, fitness motivation, click, like enter, and like 5,000 come up, and you're like, oh, this one's good. And you take that one, you share it to your page. Sometimes you don't even look, and there's like a coach's information on the bottom of that. They've like plugged their information on the bottom, and you've just put that out there. What I now do is, with my sweaty selfie, or whatever it is that I'm posting that day, I will go into my phone, and I use WordSwag on my phone. That's the app that I use. I'll look up motivational quotes. I will take the quote and I will put it on my picture, right? So I'm not sharing just a general picture that everyone else is sharing. I'm sharing my sweaty mug, but now my, motivational quote is along the side of my face, or like written across my sweaty chest, right? So that's another tip is, again, make things your own. If you don't have the option of making your own picture and you want to share one of those motivational pictures, just double check that on the bottom of those pictures, it does not have another coach's website on there. Because a lot of times now, coaches are doing that. They're plugging their website in there. And again, you're posting that out there to all your people. Where am I? I lost my spot.
And just a tip there, if you do want to reuse the picture, I do that all the time, is you can save the picture and then you can crop off their watermark or their website. Yeah. Or if sometimes they put it like right across the middle of it or whatever. I use a program where you can just brush it out. So
what's that?
We can share some of our tools that we use. Like one program that I use is for the computer. It's called Photoscape, and you can get it for free for Windows or for the Mac. And I really like it. It's very easy to use, like especially on Windows. You know how you want to take a screenshot of it, but you don't want to take the whole screen. You just want to take an area. Well, it allows you to do that. So it'll allow you to, screenshot an area and then edit it. It'll allow you to do collages. It'll allow you to do editing, like where you can do like the blur or the brush strokes, or it's really cool. It can actually take an area from part of the picture and then you can copy it over to the other part of the picture so that it all blends together. So it's kind of like Photoshop, but it's so much easier. I mean, Photoshop just kind of blows my mind. So, and I don't do much on the phone. Lisa probably does a lot more apps on the phone. So if you want to share some of those.
Yeah. I like WordSwag. WordSwag is like my favorite, especially if you're just plugging in, if you have a picture and you want to plug in like a quote or some kind of writing, it has like a list of, quotes already plugged in there. And some of them are like smartassy and some of them are like serious. So you can kind of go through and pick. Some of the ones are really funny and I've used those before, but I tend to use my own now. I like that one a lot. And then I also like Rona. Sometimes if you want to add like a little picture, like a pre-made picture in the app, it has all kinds of options that you can plug in there. Like if you're doing, like sometimes if I'm showing like my clean eating or something, there's like a little fork and a spoon or something, like it's got like little watermarks that you can put on there. I like that one too. And then there's all kinds of, I have to look at my phone. There's all kinds of ones for collages. I know you probably have done those before. What's the one that I use? Instant Collage is one that I use. And then Photo Collage also. But Word Swag and Rona are the ones that I use most on my phone.
And also on like online, you know, you guys have heard of PicMonkey because we teach that in our training. So that one's easy and it's available to anybody with a browser. Also, Canva.com is another site that you can check out, and it's pretty cool. I sometimes use that if you know how you can kind of buy backgrounds and stuff. It gives you the option for $1 if you want some cool pictures. You don't have to go find them or purchase them from somewhere else, because it'll give you like, you know, 5,000 backgrounds to pick from, and some of them are free and some of them you could pay $1 for.
Okay. So, is there an echo?
There might be. Let
Can you
me.
hear me? Say, I can hear it.
Yeah, I can. And me.
It's really distant.
Let me try muting mine and see if it goes.
Now, is that better? Can you hear me? Okay. So we talk often to you guys about how we're going to go over this on another week, but like expanding your warm market and joining Facebook groups. A big no-no when you start doing that, and again, we're going to talk about this later, but just to throw this idea out there, when you join groups, and it could be about anything, you know, let's just say you're not even joining groups to expand your warm market. That's not your intention. You're just joining a group. Like, let's say you have a favorite TV show and you're joining it because you want to get some like inside scoop on it. Don't go in there and start throwing sales at people. Never post in those groups publicly about Beachbody or what you do. Always take those conversations privately. A, you're probably going to get kicked out and banned from the group, and B, it just kind of, it makes us look bad. It makes yourself look bad. There's never going to be a positive result from that. So don't go into groups and just start, like, again, vomiting sales on people or talking about Beachbody in general. When you are running challenge groups, I know we are teaching you guys how to run these free groups, or even in the challenge groups that you're running, don't post your challenges or your coach posts late at night. It should be something that's done first thing in the morning. And if you cannot wake up early enough or you cannot remember, get yourself one of the apps. I don't use them any, and we used to use Hootsuite, but I know, Greg, you have one that you use now where you can plug it in ahead of time and it posts it for you. But if you are asking people to post or to do a challenge at 8 o'clock at night, they're not going to do it, right? You've just like wasted a day's post. You want to post things first thing in the morning, right? You want to start their day off right. Like in my free challenges that I do, I try to have those workouts up by 6 o'clock, especially for the early morning risers. You want those things out and up, not out at 8 o'clock at night. No one's going to start busting out like 45 minutes worth of whatever you're throwing at them that day. It's not going to work for you. So things are done in the beginning of the day, not the end of the day. This one goes to Greg. Post videos, right? It's not just about pictures. Sweaty pictures are great, right? And we all post our sweaty pics. But I'm going to tell you what, posting a video of yourself working out is effective, right? Especially with size, Greg. I have sold more challenge packs by posting videos. I have never posted videos prior to this month. And I'm going to tell you what, I have blown it out of the water because people are seeing me laughing and having fun. They're not just reading me writing like, oh, this is a blast. They're seeing me cracking up at myself because I can't do a body roll, right? And they're writing to me and they're like, okay, it looks like you're really having fun. I want this, right? Posting videos. I know it's outside of a lot of people's comfort zone. It was for me too. Like, I don't want people seeing me work out, but it is effective, right? It's one thing to write that you're having fun. It's another thing for people to see that you're having fun. You need to touch all the senses when you are working this business, right? You need people to feel it. When you're writing your words, you need to see, they need to see it. Yeah. Are you going to say you're going to defend yourself here?
Yeah, I think it might be different for women versus guys because honestly, I do post some workout videos and I'll get like 4 likes and like one's my mom, you know. So, but I'll post a picture and I get like 100 likes. So I don't know, you know.
I think everybody wants to see you doing the size video.
Oh, is it just the size that I need to do?
The first one was just like a sprinkle of salt for us, and now we need more.
Yes.
We need to see those videos.
Right, the body roll. I got to get the body rolls. Yeah.
I need to get the body roll. And do share your before. Will you turn yourself off again? Because now I'm echoing again. There you go. Okay, that's right. Do share your before and after photos and your success stories. When you, let's say you don't have like a great before and after, like let's say you're still finishing up a program, you've posted yours, you know, like 100 times already, then it's okay to use somebody else's, or like your challengers. Those are great examples to use, but be sure that you are also using your own, because people are following you, right? If I'm posting Greg's before and after, they're not following me for Greg, they're following me for me. So they need to see that you are walking the walk and you are talking the talk and you are getting results. They need to see that you are. So you don't have to post yourself or pictures of yourself in a bikini if you don't want to, right? A lot of us don't want to do that, but you can post pictures of whatever, even like if you're wearing a t-shirt and jeans, I mean, you can still see the difference, right? When you're starting to lose weight, you can see the difference. You can see it in your face. People need to see that. They need to see your success story as much as possible. They need to hear about your success story. So, you know, I did a throwback Thursday, my first one I've done in I don't know how long. I normally don't do those. And I did one, I think 2 weeks ago, and I had so much response to that because I was very open and honest with it. I did not filter. I don't have a filter ever, but I did not filter that post at all. And people respond to that. You are going to find people coming out of the woodwork that are relating to things that you say. So when you are on social media, you need to be very mindful of what comes out of your mouth, right? That's where that whole like controversial topic stuff, you don't want them knowing that about you. Like you want them knowing who you are, what makes you tick, things that you love. They don't need to know the things that you hate. Maybe things that irritate you a little bit are okay, but like you don't want like the heated stuff out there. You want stuff that you're throwing out there that you know someone is going to be inspired by or someone is going to be touched by. Those are the things that are going to make you successful and draw people to you. The other stuff that we had done here, Greg, was yours. Do you want to talk about that stuff? Those were your 5 little points that you put on there.
I think
jab, 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 right hook you put on there.
I think you covered a lot of it. Are you still getting an echo?
No, not now.
Okay, cool. So Jab, 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 Right Hook is a book by Gary Vaynerchuk. So if you want a good book on social media, I would highly recommend that book. He is an expert. I mean, companies literally pay him millions of dollars to come and speak. And he wrote that book. It's not on audio, unfortunately. He does have one on audio called Crush It, which he did before. But he's got a YouTube channel. He's got a podcast just like Shalene. So he's one of my favorites that I follow. But anyway, if you read that book, it talks all about social media, particularly Facebook, because that's a big one, right? And the jab, jab, jab is like Lisa talked about. So if you're posting 3 times a day, let's say, you know, you're posting maybe your workout, you're posting your family, you're posting a picture of your kids, you're posting a picture of what you're having for dinner, you know, but and then like he said he would have named the book Jab, 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 Right Hook if the editors would have allowed him, because you know, he wants you to jab them to death before you give them that right hook. You know, so the right hook is the call to action, right? That's what you really want to get at them. Like you want to get them into your challenge group, or you want to get them into the sneak peek or whatever. So basically I recommend doing that like once a month. so like once a month, you're going to post about your challenge group. And like the whole month, people are following you and they're getting your jabs and they're seeing you work out and they're seeing your sweaty picture and your videos and all this stuff. And then once a month, they're going to see, now it doesn't have to be one post a month, but basically one, like a series, maybe like 3 days, you post all about, recruiting, or a week, you're recruiting for your challenge group, whatever, so that's kind of what he's talking about there. What else did we have on the list, Lisa?
A really good, it's not on the list, but someone who's really good at talking about social media is Danielle Natoni, right? That's her last name, right? So
yeah.
Greg posted a really good video that she did at his DC Super Saturday, where that's all she talked about. Do we still have the video? Because I know she did some in that it starts with Diamond Group too, right? She did.
Yeah, I can definitely share the one she did at Super Saturday. I have
right.
it. We probably have one she did before as well.
So if you don't know who that is, she's Fit and Funky. If you did Insanity Max 30, she's the modifier with like the insane body. But she is like a pro at social media. So she gives some really good tips too. And Shalene is like the queen of social media. So if I know she had a training video out on social media as well. And she does them for Instagram and Facebook. And now, what's the new one?
Periscope.
Periscope, yeah. That's right. It has the funny. Yeah, now she's all about Periscope. So those are some good people to follow if you want ideas for social media.
Yeah, we're not really talking about the other forms of social media, because I think really coaches need to focus on one particularly, but Facebook is really, I think, the most popular. I mean, if you want to get into Instagram, you can, and I would say, just probably do some searches on YouTube and find out. I'm sure other coaches have training on Instagram and things about how to work it, how to do it. So if that's something that's particularly interest to you, or Pinterest or any of those others, I know coaches do work them. Personally, I don't, so I don't feel comfortable teaching them, but you certainly could. But I would say for new coaches, just pick one platform. And I think we're all most comfortable with Facebook, and we're all on Facebook. So that one's the natural choice in my book. I did have one thing that I wrote down, Lisa, that we didn't talk about is public versus private. So many coaches have this problem, is their Facebook is all locked down. They're private, right? So you're starting a business. You're opening up your storefront, but you have your doors locked. You have your shades pulled. You have your windows locked, and you've got bars up, So how in the world are people going to find you and follow you? Because before somebody clicks that friend button, they're going to check out your pictures and your about, and they want to know what you're about before they click that friend button. And if all they can see is one profile picture, then it's kind of pointless. So, if you're in this for the business, open yourself up. If you've got stuff on your Facebook timeline like Lisa's talking about that's negative or political or whatever, get it off there, delete it. Go through it and just delete it. If you've got pictures of your kids that you don't want people to see for some reason, then you can set those, you can put them in an album, and you can set those albums to private, okay, to family. Do you guys know about lists in Facebook? You can set up lists. So they're under your friends, you can go under friends and you can create lists, and I have a family list. It automatically will group, your family members together if it knows that they're your family. But I have like close family friends, and I'll create a list for those. And sometimes, like if I'm posting a picture of my daughter's birthday parties or whatever that I just want to share with the family, then I'll just set the visibility of that post to just my family, and I can do that. I also set up lists for like prospects. I set up lists for coaches. I set up lists for lots of things. So you can create as many lists as you want. The nice thing is then, like, instead of everything getting lost in your timeline, you can go click on the list in your timeline and you can see just people's posts on your timeline from that list. So for example, because I have, so many thousands of friends and coaches now, that I never see posts from my mother or my sister. So I have to go click on the family list so that I can see their posts, so that I know when I see them, they're going to ask me, did you see the picture of little Johnny that I posted last week? Yeah, I did, because I clicked on your list, So that's what I recommend. Go public. If there's certain things you want to make private, then create a list for who can see them. Definitely play with that. What else did we have?
I think that was it. That was it on our list. There's so much that you could talk about, right? I mean, I could go on and on and on about things that drive me nuts. And again, all of us have made these mistakes too, right? All of us have made these mistakes.
Yeah, and we could talk about groups and we can talk about pages, and we're not really getting into those. We can get into those more next time if you want. There's Facebook advertising. There's lots of things we could talk about just with Facebook. So we're just talking about right now, like posting on your personal timeline. And we want you guys to step out of your comfort zone, right? That's the whole point, is you got to step out of your comfort zone. So 1, you got to go public. 2, clean up your timeline. 3, we didn't talk about profile picture, but if you do not have a profile picture of your smiling face, you're doing it wrong. Okay? So change it. Literally tonight, change it. You do not want a picture of your dog, your cat, even your kids, even though they're adorable, you don't want that as your profile picture. People are going to look at that. Okay? Now your banner, a lot of times people will have some crazy crap as their personal banner. That's where you want the picture of your kids or your family or a nice scenery or whatever. You can create a nice collage picture in your profile banner. A lot of coaches will do that on their personal pages, to show what you're about, your faith, your kids, your family, or whatever. You can put that in your banner. But profile picture, make it your face.
Forgot about that one.
Yeah. So that's what we just wanted to talk about tonight. Do you guys have any questions? We're just talking about your personal profile page and what you should be posting, what you shouldn't be posting. So people want to continue, like if you post now about your kids a lot or whatever, you don't want to stop doing that because you became a Beachbody coach, right? I mean, a lot of coaches will be like, oh, now I just need to post about Beachbody all the time. People will just unfriend you, they'll unfollow you. Also, to you guys probably don't know about Facebook affinity. We should probably talk about that. Okay, do you know that when you post something to Facebook, you probably kind of gathered this, but it goes out to a very small subset of your friends. And if those friends do not like or comment on your post, then it won't go out to any more. So just because I have 2,000 friends, if I make a post, it'll go out to a very small subset, okay? And that's like my video, right? If I get 4 likes on it, well, it only probably went to 100 people. If you have a like page, it'll actually tell you how many people it went to. But you don't see that on your personal profile. But I can guarantee you it doesn't go to many if you get no interaction. So interactions is likes, comments, shares, any of that stuff, okay? Viewing of your picture, clicking on your link or whatever you have, that's engagement. If you get no engagement, it doesn't go any further. So that's why you'll always see when coaches who give training on social media are like, when you make a post, you want to ask a question. You want to get engagement, okay? So you'll see, if you follow these top coaches, you might think like they're idiots because they don't know what color dress to pick out for a party. But they're doing that on purpose because they know that if they have a picture of them in a blue dress and a picture of a red dress and they ask you a question, which one do you like the best, A or B, that they're going to get 5,000 comments. And that's what they want. Because, you know, if you never engage with that coach, even if you say, I want to follow them, like if you say, I want to follow Anita Myron because she's in the top 10, right? But if you never engage, if you never click like or comment on her pictures, you're only going to see her stuff for maybe a week. And then she's going to go poof, disappear. You know, I've had that happen all the time. I'm like, what the hell happened to like my friend Anita? You know, why aren't I seeing her stuff? And I'll have to go look for her and I'll have to click on her stuff, you know, and I'll have to like and comment on some stuff so that I start seeing her stuff again, you know? So keep that in mind, that if you have friends that aren't clicking and liking your stuff, they're going to stop seeing your stuff. So another thing that you can do is you can private message them. Facebook takes that into account because it knows if you're private messaging somebody, well, you have a connection with them. So they're going to show your stuff to that person. Okay. So, you know, you can ask. Question. Yeah.
So if you didn't want to private message them, you could also just go and look up all your friends and then go to see what they're posting and start making comments.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that would be another way to have them. Okay.
Or like, you could just like their pictures.
Oh, even just a like?
Yep. Like or comment or private message. Any of those are engagements. And then that means that they're going to start seeing your stuff and you're going to start seeing their stuff.
Okay.
You know?
But my husband will be like, why are you always liking? I'm sitting there like. That's exactly why. Be like, what? Do you even know these people? Be like, nope, but I like what they are writing.
Right. But a like, I mean, and in reverse though, a like is just a like. Whereas if someone comments on something that you're doing, it brings it back up to the top of the feed, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So I thought.
But like, if you don't know somebody, like a lot of the people that I do business with, I've never met them personally. Right? I meet them through Facebook, and I'm not just going to like cold call someone and like cold message them. Like, that's just not my style to be like, hey, how are you? But if I like a couple of their posts and then I comment on a couple of their posts, if I did write to them, they would already know that I'm interacting with them a little bit, right? I've gotten my toes wet and like communicating with them. They're going to see, right? Because you see whoever likes your picture, you know, Facebook's going to tell you, you know, 4 people liked your video, right, Greg? But you're going to see those names. So they're going to see your name start to pop up. You're already forming a relationship with people that way. So I'm always liking pictures, especially people love when you like pictures of their kids. Love it, right? So like.
Okay.
Yeah, and something else about the like, because I know when I was new to coaching in Facebook, you know, just to let you know, like, 4.5 years ago or whatever, when I started as a coach, I had 32 friends on Facebook, 32 friends. And they were all family members. It's like my mom and my mother-in-law. And so, yeah, I'd post stuff on Facebook and I would get, you know, 5 likes. So, you know, it's like, you know, talk about not having a warm market. You know, that was me. And I was in a top secret job where they didn't want you on Facebook and they didn't want you opening up to the public and stuff like that. So it took me a while to be able to, you know, share and open up on Facebook, and I'm still working on it, like Lisa points out. So, but I do understand Facebook, which is important. So I understand, you know, that's why you'll have a lot of coaches that'll just ask like, what did you have for breakfast this morning? Like, do you think they really care what you had for breakfast? No. But they're just trying to get you to engage with their post, you know. So think of these strategies when you're making your posts, you know. And you were talking to Perry, you're talking about like when it goes to the top of the feed. That's really only applies for groups. So you're thinking in terms of groups. But when you do it on your personal profile page, it doesn't matter. It doesn't go to the top of the feed or anything like that. Basically, if somebody's liking and engaging with your post, then it's just going to appear in other people's timeline, right? And then if they comment on it, well, then somebody else comments on it, they're going to get a notification and they're going to go back to it and they're going to view it again, which is a good thing, right? So So definitely think about that.
And remember that people love giving their opinion. They love it. So if you post something on there that's asking someone for their opinion, they are going to give it to you, right? Be it good or bad. Now, let's say a little Facebook fight breaks out on your status, like that's happened to me before. Don't engage in it, but you can like let it go, or you can tell them to simmer down. But like people love giving their opinion, love it. Like I said something the other day about like a to-do list and how I have to cross stuff off a to-do list. And even if it's not on the list and I completed it, I will go and write it on the list just so I can cross it off. I'll tell you, people went nuts on that thing. Like, Brian, I think you even posted on it. Like, yeah, I do it too. People love.
Yeah, I posted your OCD. Yes, I even had to post on it.
Yeah, you made fun of me as usual. But like people will love that stuff. So think of things like normal things that you do every day and like just write it out there, and you will be surprised at the comments that people leave on there.
Right. And even if you don't want their opinions, just ask for their opinion, because it gets
like their opinion. Even if you hate it, like it.
Yeah.
Like button is your friend.
Yeah. And then I guess we're going to talk about expanding warm market and how to do that, right? That's coming up next week or something. So that'll be very important. All right. So are we done? 10 o'clock.
Bedtime.
All right. See you guys.